Well, Lynn, people have been all over campus for the past few weeks encouraging students to get out and vote and helping them register to do so. And it must be working because nearly 5,000 UNC students have already gotten out and voted early since October 20th. Now, the Orange County Board of Elections said that number is definitely higher than what we saw in 2012. And that's interesting because, number one, students aren't known for getting out to vote very well. And secondly, the UNC College Republicans have not endorsed a candidate for the presidential election, meaning they haven't put their support behind Donald Trump. The UNC Young Democrats, of course, supporting Hillary Clinton. But no matter who you're voting for, you can still get out and vote early through this Saturday. And even if you haven't registered, they'll register you right there at the polling place. And of course, you can still vote on Election Day 1 week from today. You just can't register at the polls if you do so. Lynn? But the Tar Heels have struggled with Long Beach State in the past. The 49ers kept their games with UNC within single digits in 2010 and 2011. The 49ers are 1-1 on the season. They're coming off a blowout loss to Wichita State, but Carolina comes in firing on all cylinders. They knocked off Chattanooga in their second game of the season to move to 2-0 and did so by 40 points, a 97-57 victory. And the Tar Heels are currently looking very, very good as they go into this game tonight. As you can see, the app uses a GPS to track your movements as you walk. And if you walk far enough, you might run into one of those pocket monsters. But how many hotel rooms can basketball sell? Dupree said that in 2014, roughly 10,000 hotel rooms were sold here in Raleigh, generating more than $4 million in direct visitor spending. Now that number was even higher in 2008 when the Tar Heels were in town. Roughly 12,000 hotel rooms were sold, generating more than $5 million in visitor spending. Those are the kind of numbers Dupree says the city of Raleigh can't easily replace. I voted today. You'll see more and more students with that sticker walking across campus after voting in the North Carolina election primaries. Students who feel it is their civic duty.
Even if I don't like or love all the choices, I feel like I need to come vote just to play my part as an American citizen.
So you want to vote for your candidate, like Kinlaw did. But you never filled out a voter registration form, which was due back in February. And UNC Young Democrats President Courtney Sams may have even offered you one. But she said plenty of students turned down that offer.
Sometimes you'll hear really funny excuses, the fake British accents, the "I'm sorry, I'm a felon, I'm currently serving community service."
Voting info? Thank you.
Sam stood in the pit last week to remind students they have a second chance. She told them North Carolina offers same-day registration during early voting, which runs through March 12th. But how does it work? Well, if you're a UNC student, head to Chapel of the Cross on Franklin Street. Once you're here, you might want to take a look at a voter guide. And once you're ready to vote, you head inside. If you aren't registered to vote, you'll need to show your driver's license or your social security number and proof of residence in the area, like a utility bill, a bank statement, or even a hunting license. But if you live on campus, they'll already have your proof of residence on file.
Good morning, may I help you?
Good morning. Yes, I'm here to vote. Before you head over to a voting booth, you'll need to fill out that registration form and some other paperwork. Once you fill out the rest of the paperwork, you head over to cast your ballot. So I took my ballot and headed to a booth. 5 minutes later, my ballot was turned in. And once you've turned in your ballot, you too can get a sticker that says, yes, you voted today. In Chapel Hill, I'm John Thomas. For Rachel Green, allergies are a major burden. She's required to take 4 different medications to treat her allergies. She also gets allergy shots twice a week and copes with asthma. And Green says life with severe allergies isn't easy.
I can't go visit certain friends because their cats or where they live can affect my allergies and put me into an asthma flare.
And while she takes medications for her allergies year-round, she says things get even worse in pollen season.
I have to change clothes when I come home a lot of times, take showers more often during high pollen seasons.
Even though the rain helps wash it away, you see pollen everywhere this time of year. But that yellow stuff isn't actually what's causing problems.
The pollen that causes a lot of the allergies is smaller.
So it can get further into, like when you breathe, it gets into your nose, it gets into your lungs.
The yellow pollen typically comes from pine trees, but the smaller, more problematic pollen comes from trees like this oak tree beside the old well, or this maple tree outside Memorial Hall. The pollen is how these trees reproduce, and Covington says there's not much we can do about it.
People who have allergies are just unfortunate bystanders.
She added that if you suffer from seasonal allergies, genetics may be the culprit.
If both your parents have seasonal allergies, well, you may be genetically doomed.
And you aren't the only one. 50 million Americans are affected by seasonal allergies, according to the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. And those people head to places like Village Pharmacy in Wake Forest, where pharmacist Randy Ball works.
We would see probably 20 to 30 patients a day seeking some kind of relief for some sort of an allergy piece. As compared to the rest of the year, in the winter months, typically we'll see maybe 4 or 5 a day.
He says most people come in looking for over-the-counter relief, like Claritin.
They're mainly looking towards a tablet, something easy that they can take once a day that's not going to have a lot of side effects.
But for those like Green who suffer from severe allergies, over-the-counter help may not be enough. So she uses prescription medications instead. And even though they help, Green says she'll be happy when spring moves on. And so will 50 million others. In Chapel Hill, I'm John Thomas.